So this video is going to be about the Beats by Dre helmet and the assembly with all the electronics. As I kind of went through this project, it became more apparent that it was more of an electronics tutorial with the cool helmet rather than just the Beats by Dre helmet assembly. But as I worked through this more and was doing a lot of soldering, a lot of wire prep, shrink tubes, all sorts of stuff. Basically, it became more clear, more evident that this is something that I should be using more than this. Um, these control like lights and fans, and this is a rotary control for faceplate, so you can open and close it. The reason this is so big is it's got a 12-volt battery in it, and then also a smaller 5 or 6-volt battery. So that's all within this case with an Ethernet connection, so you can go ahead and send the signals up to the helmet. But with this is a Palalu Mini Maestro controller, servo controller, and basically a push switch. So, I mean, there's a whole bunch of other stuff that goes along with this, but the momentary switch would cause the Palalu to get a signal saying open or close the faceplate and do certain things. So, this compared to all these switches and dials makes it much easier. So, but there'll be a tutorial on this soon. But with no further ado, here is the Beats by Dre assembly electronics tutorial. Alright, here we're back with the Beats by Dre helmet by Jay. This came back for some motorization for the faceplate. I've already got the faceplate hinges installed. So basically it's just a step to install the motors and whatnot. So, which I have over here. I'm going to be doing a simple setup on this one with just servos, controller, or a servo tester, and then a battery switch. So basically you turn this and it makes the servos go back and forth depending which way you want to go. So that'll be the next. Basically I've got to desolder the earpieces. I got to redo some of the aluminum brackets that I created. I got to smooth them down and kind of touch them up a little bit, and then add another post for this. So as you can see, there's a pass through here. I don't know if you can really see that. Let me show you. There's a pass through right there. Basically I hollowed out the bolt on the inside and then ran the wire through here and then into the helmet, and it runs along the inside of the back there. So basically I have to desolder this to take this one off to make some adjustments to this bracket here so it works better. So but that's pretty much about it. That's the Beats by Dre helmet. It's got a set of blue lights installed in it, which kind of makes it easier, you know, or that's what the customer wanted. So, but basically that's the helmet. This side's looking better than the other side. So, but if you guys have any questions, let me know. It was a pretty simple setup. Took a lot of work to get the brackets machined and whatnot. So, but when I get this motorized, I'll be giving you an update. I'm also looking into trying to put a fan in maybe that would suck air in at the top and then blow in over the top of the face. So, because the client wants it's kind of a hot helmet, especially if you're doing a lot of activity in it. So I know that when I wear my suit, it's usually pretty gets pretty warm. So, and I usually run around the faceplate open just because there's more air coming in. So, but anyways, if you guys like this, subscribe, like, share, and as always, guys, do your thing. Thanks. Alright, so here's a follow-up video to the IronMan cooling system for helmets. Now, here's a really super shiny helmet. What I've done is I've actually taken and cut out the inside, so you can see down here there's actually a cut through in the vent. So what I've decided to do is actually do this. If you see here, I've got a CPU fan. It's a 5-volt. Your normal CPU fan will be actually 12-volt, is notified right there. And this one's 5-volt. So what I've done actually is I'm actually going to flip this around the other way, like that. And as you can see, I've cleared out the inside of the heat sink. So, and I'm still kind of working on it. As you can see, I've got half of it done there, and the other half's not cut yet. So basically it'll be something along the lines of that as opposed to that. So what this will be doing is installing right here, and I'll be epoxying or fiberglassing that in there. So basically you got your air intake from here, your fan will be on top, and then there'll be a shroud over the top of this to blow air over your face. So that's pretty much the concept of that. I'll be doing some more on this soon, and some more videos on it when it's installed, but just kind of want to give you guys some concepts and ideas on how to do this. So if you guys have any questions, leave them down below in the comments, and as always guys, like, subscribe, and do your thing. Thanks. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and install the fan system here. I've laid out some 2-part epoxy, quick epoxy, and I'm doing this with a toothpick for a few reasons. I'm going to apply it on the bottom of the heat sink area and let it sit overnight, and then I'm going to go ahead and fiberglass it. So I'm basically just taking it and sticking it on the bottom of the heat sink. And we kind of want to keep it away from the mounted nuts in there that have already epoxied to the bottom of it. So do that. Now the reason I'm doing this is because I want to first off attach it on, obviously, on the inside of the helmet. But when I do the fiberglass, I want a barrier between the fiberglass and this open area here, because I've already kind of reamed it out and done what needs to be done. So I'm going to let that sit. I'm going to add a little more on the sides. Just to kind of hold it down and add an extra layer here. Alright, and there we have it. So I'll go and let this sit for about an hour. It should be fine. If I was kind of really concerned about the bolts, which I'm not, I would probably run some bolts in there with some wax in it, just to kind of make sure that it doesn't stick. So, but that's pretty much about it. So that's the installation of the fan heat sink, and I'll be doing some fiberglass probably either later on tonight or tomorrow. So I just kind of want to make sure that it's all layered in there, so at least I have some sort of protection against the fiberglass I'll be putting in there. So alright, so that's about it. Let me make sure that's straight before it sets. That's about it, straight right there. Okay, so next is fiberglassing. Alright, so here we're back with the Beats by Dre helmet with the fan install. So as you can see, I've already kind of layered up a little set of fiberglass on the inside. Basically what I did is just took blue painter's tape, line the outside of the edge of it with that piece of clay that I had in the center, which is right here, and basically just fiberglassed around that. So then when I took the clay out, I had a nice little recessed area. So now what I need to do is actually build up a little rail across this side, and I'm going to work on this side next, and then just build it up with fiberglass. And once I'm done with that, there'll be 2 screw holes here to hold the fan in, and the shroud that'll go over the top of the fan. Plus there'll be another screw set here and here, so the shroud will stay closed and sealed. So I'll go ahead and lay this fiberglass up first, I prefer to do one side and then the other, because then I can kind of gauge on what needs to be done or how high or whatnot. So I'll go ahead and start laying some fiberglass in there. Now for this, I'm just using matte, just straight matte. I'm not using the cloth because it's just a filler. It's not a structural thing. Although it does help with the structure of the center mohawk, it's not. There's such small pieces that it wouldn't really make sense to lay cloth in there. So, and the matte seems to get a little bit better of a grab at this point. So the surface would be too uneven for me to try and put a cloth in there. So, but anyway, so I'll go ahead and do this, and then I'll be back in a little bit with the other side, and then we'll finish up with the installation of the fan. All right, so we're going to be doing some talking about electronics today. This is a setup for the DJ helmet, and basically it works like this. You have your control board for the servos, your switch, and then I have another switch I got to pull down from my box up there. I put some stuff away. So you have 3 controls on top. Now what I'm planning on doing is actually putting an RJ45 connector or Ethernet cable on the back end of this. So that being the case, I've got a connection from the box all the way up to the helmet. So this would be the helmet here, and as you can see, basically it would be your eight cables coming off of, or eight wires coming off the cable. So 3 of them will be used for servos. That's a positive, negative, and then a signal wire. Positive, negative for the LED eyes, that'd be 12 volt. And then positive, negative for the fan, which is also 12 volt. So there'll be 1 unused wire. Now I've done some thinking about this and was trying to figure this out. And essentially there are 2 servos in the helmet to lift the faceplate. So if I use an RJ45 connector and it's only got 8 connections in it, okay, and we need 3 for the servo, because you got your positive, your negative, and your signal wire. Let's say we add another servo, so that's a positive, negative, and your signal wire. That means we only have 2 wires available for power, which would be positive, negative. Those 2 wires would have to run the LEDs and the fan. The problem is I don't want the fan running all the time. I want the fan to be switchable. So the other option would be for me to install a switch on the side of the helmet somewhere, a little push button switch. So basically you can turn it off and turn it on. Kind of didn't want to do that. It's a little bit too much extra wiring. However, I have figured out a way to make it so there's only 3 wires that are being used for both servos. Anybody want to guess to what that is? Leave them in the comments down below, and we'll discuss it. So basically that's the setup. I'm going to get the rest of the equipment tomorrow, and everything should be up and running by tomorrow. So I've been running a little bit late. The fan installation took a little bit longer than I thought. Let's see if I have that helmet around here somewhere. Yes, hold on. So here's the fan install. I still have to install the cover on top of this, but once that's done, then I got to put the servos in. So, and I built some linkage mounts, or some mounts basically to put the servos in. So if you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments down below. Thanks again for watching. Like, subscribe, and obviously, as always, guys, do your thing. Thanks. Here's the fan system for the helmet. Basically what I've got is a switch connected to power supply. These are chained together at the back here. So basically one power supply supplies power to both switches, and then which one will be LEDs, which I'll show you later, and for the fan. Now this is a 12 volt fan. You can see here I've got the 8-pack of batteries here. So and it actually is pretty strong. Let me show you the fan. I'm going to kick it on right now, and I've got a bunch of balsa wood straps in here, so it's enough to blow them around and make them not stay there. So that's pretty good airflow. Upgrade after the 5 volt that I was using. This actually has a little more air draw. I got a On this one here, I actually put a piece of foam. It's kind of hard to see. There's a piece of foam down there, just to add kind of as a buffer between here and the top, and to give it a little more space, so I actually have some air to blow through there. Now, obviously, the more I take out from the inside. Let's see if you can see the inside here. You can already see it. Kind of already pulled out some of it, and then there's a black line on there on the inside. I have to take this back apart, and basically I'll probably either use a soldering iron or something to cut the inside out, shape it. So, but that's the fan system. So today we're going to be talking about the Beats by Dre Helmet by Dre IronMan Helmet and the control box. So here we have the control box. It's pretty simple. Belt clips on the back to hold it on to your belt, and we got a power switch on the side here to control the servos or to turn on and off the servo mechanism, and then an RJ45 connector, which simply just basically plugs in just like that, and then this attaches to the helmet. So a nice flat RJ45 connector, Cat 5e. So so let's go ahead and open this thing up. So on the inside, besides a whole mess of wires, we have an 8 gang of AA batteries, which equals out to about 12 volts. That runs the fan on the inside of the motor, or inside the helmet, and then also the LED lights. Then we have a by 4 AA battery pack, and that runs the chip with the rotary connection on top. That's for the opening and closing the faceplate. So pretty simple. And then it's wired to here, to the switch for this connection here, and then this is wired here, and then seried across there. As you can see there, it's basically power comes in, goes from here to here, and then this sends the power out to the respective devices. So that's pretty much about it as far as the control box goes. I'll be showing you more of the inside of the helmet soon, and the faceplate hinges and setup and whatnot, and servos, and we'll go from there. Alright, so here we're back with the Beats by Dre IronMan Helmet. So as you can see, I've got the control box hooked up, the RJ45, and it hooks up to the back of the helmet there. I had to do that for sake of getting the helmet on and off. Otherwise it seems like it's kind of an issue. There's not enough room in the back of the helmet to get it on because of the RJ45 connection. So, but anyway, so there's the box, there's lights, and I'll be doing the other things such as the fan. The fan's already hooked up. You probably couldn't hear it anyways. And then the faceplate control, which is here. So I'll be doing a second video soon. I think I've already done 2 videos already, I think, for this one. So I'm going to split this up into 2, and it'll be next will be the inside of the helmet. Show you how it's all wired up and whatnot. So thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe, like, share, and as always, do your thing. More updates on this tomorrow. Alright, so here's the final Beats by Dre setup here. I've got the control box, RJ45 connector, connects to the back of the helmet, and the back here. And everything's powered by this here. So I just put some fresh batteries in there. This is a switch for the faceplate, and lights, and then fan on the inside. So it's pretty simple. The inside's a little bit kind of crazy looking. The fan's still going. There we go. Okay. Basically, we have lights. Basically, if you turn them on, you can't see any blue in the back there, but you can see the eyes are blue. So, but anyways, that's pretty much about it. If you guys have any questions about this helmet, let me know. It was a lot of work to do, and this is the cord for it as well, so you can plug in either side of the Beats Dre setup. So, but that's pretty much about it. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Subscribe, like, comment, share, and as always, guys, do your thing. Thanks.